you to see me.
Hi, I'm Joel Emil, the creator of the Helping Hand Show. To watch more Helping Hand shows, go to our website, helpinghandshows.com. That's Helping Hand Shows, SHOWS.com. Also, I'm proud to announce that the new Helping Hand book is now available for sale on the website. It's a wonderful book to read. This Helping Hand show, it's called Eating Dinner Alone.
Thank you, Joel. Hey, it's me, your Uncle John here, the host and narrator of Helping Hand. This story is about love. Okay. Now, hang with me for a second because it kind of pertains. But let me give you a little something here. I grew up in central New Jersey, of all places, township called East Brunswick. From a little boy, from being a little infant, in the mid '60s in 1964, to a school kid in the '70s, high school in the early '80s. My little family, mother, dad, and me, we ate dinner together every night. Okay, not once in a while, when like the weather was bad because dad worked in New York City, I'd stay in the city, or once in a while, mom had some, a meeting or something. But you know what? 99% of the time, we ate dinner together pretty near every night. Also, we'd visit the relatives on my mom's side a couple times a month. They lived about 2.5 hours away, a little town called Berwick in northeast Pennsylvania. And when we were out there, we'd always have an early Sunday afternoon dinner. Okay. Everybody would be there, full table. My grandparents, when I was smaller and younger, up till about 11 years old, when my grandfather passed, my aunts, uncles, cousins, it was a full table. And there was a kids' table too, of course. About a dozen or so of us. Usually, my Aunt Carolyn and Uncle Rich would host. We were at their house. It was one great big group, and I do mean great. Pardon me, it was really, really nice. The cooking, that would start on Saturday. Then it would all simmer. While on Sunday morning we go to church and then Sunday school. But then my aunts, my mom, and my grandmother, they'd finish the cooking, after church and Sunday school before we'd all sit down to eat. And if it was nice out, there'd be pictures, everybody in their Sunday best. Hey, you know how it was. I still sometimes can't figure out where all the money came from to buy that whole great big batch of food because again there was a bunch of us. But here's the thing, there was always plenty to go around, whether it was Sunday dinner out there in Berwick, Pennsylvania, or at home, whenever in New Jersey. You could tell also that there was a sincerity and a genuine love, whether it was just mother and dad and me around the table or the whole group. Even when somebody was having a bad day or had a bad day at work, at school, or whatnot. Okay. So again, either at home or out visiting in Berwick, Pennsylvania, everybody felt good at the table when we would sit and enjoy a meal together. When we did that, things were good. Anything that was going sideways, you never knew about it. Well, in my life now, and we were just talking about this prior to the show, meals like that are largely memories because, again, this is what we talked about. I live alone. Being solo, whether it's by choice or due to a separation or a divorce or, perhaps there's a death that happens, it just, hey, times are different. It happens. But being solo is a lot more common than it was, it seems, 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago. Love was not enough to keep my marriage and my family together. There still is love, believe me. Okay. Um, and whatever the reasons were, my wife and I, well, we're no longer husband and wife. It's been like that for, I don't know, since, oh boy, probably 13 years now. Whatever the reasons were, it just went that direction. Now, as far as remarrying, I'm not opposed. I've gotten very close, but ultimately, it just hasn't happened. Just hasn't happened. Maybe it's me, but you know what? Divorces can be painful, and not for nothing, they hurt. So I don't know. I just don't want to go through that again. Maybe that's part of the reason why I'm still on my own, and I so often find myself eating meals alone. P.S. I'll be doing that when we're done here tonight. No big deal. That's just how it'll be. I'll have something on the TV, and we'll just do that. Anyway, this story isn't about me. Okay, I tee all of this up because, well, you'll see why in a minute. This story is about a beautiful young girl named Marlene Swanson. She has not really, truly fallen in love yet. She just hasn't. And with that, she's very often faced with the loneliness of, always eating alone. I get it. Before I tell you this story, while I think of it, and he mentioned it at the top of the thing here, a quick aside. Joel, our show guy here for Helping Hand, he's the creator of every Helping Hand show, and he's published a new book called Helping Hand. So you can get it, you can buy it now. Easy. Just go to helpinghandshows.com. Helping Hand Shows, plural.com. It's really a great book to read, and not for anything here too, but it'll make a really nice gift for a Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. It's a good thing. Again, helpinghandshows.com. Get the book. All right, back to the story. Marlene Swanson. She just had her 32nd birthday. By all standards, she's very successful. She's a young professional gal. She's got a great marketing position at a top firm, and they pay her pretty nicely, I have to say. And she loves pretty much everything about her life, which is nice. Now, because her life is so busy, she pretty much never feels like or thinks that she's lonely. She doesn't. Even though all of her friends, one by one, have gotten married, started families, the whole bit. She's always thrown herself into her work, and she's enjoyed the life that has come with throwing herself into her work. Okay, now a special, magical evening finally came along, and it was at a restaurant that Marlene frequented. Certain guy who was also a frequent diner at this restaurant, he had seen her eating there many times. And you know what he did? This one particular night, when he got there, he sat at her table. She always took the same table. Marlene got there, looked at him, and, well, that's when life happened. There's an old saying, love will find you when you're not looking for it. Believe me, been there and done that myself. So there he is at Marlene's table. She then asked this fellow, hey, what are you doing? Why are you sitting at my table?
Hi, my name is Kevin.
Kevin Langston, what's yours? To be honest, I've seen you eating alone many times in this restaurant. I also eat alone. But tonight, I hoped we could eat together.
My name is Merlene Swanson. Do you know me? I mean, how can you just sit down at my table? I don't know you.
Well, I know that's very forward of me, but I just told you who I was. So, can I sit here and eat dinner with you? If you tell me no, I understand. And I'll just go back to my table and eat alone. But I would really enjoy having dinner tonight with somebody. What do you say?
Okay, now a lot of people would probably have a little bit of a problem with somebody they don't know just sitting at their table. A bunch of those people would even kind of make a scene about it, if you know what I mean. With all the dating apps that are out there these days, dating websites and so forth, people kind of just don't meet like this very much, if ever, anymore. It's a thing of the past. Listen, in my young single guy days, mid to late '80s, we'd go to the various clubs, pubs, sports bars, and what have you, and I'd go up to the girls who were dancing or maybe hanging out with their friends and either ask them to dance or if I could buy the next round. A bunch of times, the answer was always no. Like I'm some kind of creeper or something. I wasn't, but they don't know me. But every now and again, I'd get a yes. Yes. Now, this is how us guys would meet girls back in the '80s. It took some courage, I have to tell you. It took a little chutzpah. Okay. Now, so many people today, they meet someone else online. Nothing wrong with that. Not my thing, but that's okay. They can develop a serious relationship that may eventually lead to meeting in person, which that's the ticket. Okay. There are so many social media platforms, there's so many websites, there's so many apps that bring strangers together, people who are looking for love. And there's a ton of people who are. eHarmony, forget it, Match.com, all of that. There are a high percentage of people who claim that they have met someone on a dating website, on a dating app, or some sort of thing, and that's led to a romantic and an exclusive relationship. Okay, that's good. Now, because online dating has been so popular and has gotten so popular, a lot of people today have found their love and their marriage even online. Oh, okay. Good for them. Very good for them. Maybe this is why I feel most women would be shocked and a little flipped out if a fellow she doesn't know gathered up his courage to sit at their table, ask to eat dinner with them, and spend some time. Somebody who they don't know. Eek. In today's times, this personal kind of contact seldom, if ever, happens anymore, like I've said. But in this story, get a load of this. Marlene said yes to Kevin sitting down to have dinner with her. Kevin took his shot, just like I did a long time ago in those clubs, pubs, and sports bars. Kevin got the yes. And for these two, that yes led to the first dinner of many dinners. Yes. See the common theme here? Yes. Man, how I wish I could just end the story right here and now. Wouldn't it be great if the story goes, if they fell in love and lived happily ever after? Well, not all stories have a completely happy ending because life is not always like that. Life is seldom like that. There's a curveball comes every now and again. You can't hit it. Sometimes a knuckleball, which is completely unhittable, and sometimes, well, good things happen. Now, both Kevin and Marlene have best friends, which is also a good thing. Kevin's best buddy is a guy named Anthony Tucker. So Kevin tells Anthony about Marlene.
Anthony, I met this girl named Marlene at my favorite restaurant. We eat dinner together a few times a week. I just went up to her table and sat down, and she let me have dinner with her. We have so much in common. She makes me feel happy and listens to me. She makes me feel alive again.
Oh, Kevin, that's great, man. I'm so happy for you. This is actually what you needed. I knew something was happening in your life. I can see it in your face. You're smiling again, man. That's great.
I know. I feel happy. I didn't think I would ever feel this way again. I almost gave up on meeting someone who would make me feel this way. She's like my princess in every fairy tale I have ever read.
Man, that's just crazy. But listen to me, though, buddy, okay? Because I know how you get. All right? Take it slow. Really get to know her. All right? Really get to know her. Don't go running out buying an engagement ring like last time. You don't want to make that mistake again, man. Believe me. I mean, proposing during the halftime show at the basketball game and being told no? Dude, they had you on the Jumbotron. I mean, when she told you no, everyone in the stadium saw it. I mean, whatever you do, man, please, 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 please do not do that again.
You just had to bring that up again. This is why you're still single. You're never going to find love because you're not a risk taker. When was the last time you even had a date? You still live at home and play video games. You're 35 years old.
Whoa, listen, listen, listen. You forget about all the dinners that you ate at my parents' house. And we played those video games together. Listen, when it's my time, I'll find somebody. I'm not rushing in, jumping in with both feet like you always seem to do. I'm your best friend and I care about you. Dude, I just don't want to see you get hurt again. Love is a two-way street, man.
All right, here's a question for everybody out there. Okay. What is a best friend? It's someone who shares common interests, someone who can make you laugh, helping you to feel upbeat and positive, someone who easily gets along with you and is a key part of having good times. A best friend also provides support, trust, companionship, honesty, and understanding. When everybody else seems to not be with you in whatever way, or even when someone leaves you, that best friend is there for you, no matter what. A best friend never judges or purposefully hurts you. They're all about ride or die, friends to the end. And that's a good thing. Matter of fact, I just got off the phone 25 minutes ago with my best friend that I've had since I've been 6 years old, 1971. Just saying. Now, if you truly find a friend like that, because you don't find them everywhere, they're hard to come by. But if you find a friend like that, you got someone in your life who is a best friend, consider yourself extremely fortunate. Marlene Swanson has got a best friend, Sonia Cabrera. She tells Sonia about her dinner dates and how she is growing feelings with him.
So yeah, I'm starting to have feelings for Kevin. We now meet at the restaurant a few times a week so we can eat dinner together. He finally understands me. He makes me laugh all the time. We're so much alike. I know I avoided a relationship for a long time, but maybe this is the one. To be honest, I'm tired of being alone.
Marlene, I'm so happy for you. All I can say is that it is about time. But whatever happens between the two of you, be honest with him, please.
Sonia, I know my track record in dating guys isn't the best, but I never wanted to be tied down. My work has been my life for years now, and I'm exhausted. All I really want now is someone who appreciates and hopefully loves me. I love eating dinner with Kevin and sharing my thoughts with him.
Marlene, I'm just saying if you have feelings for Kevin, then give it time. This time, don't run away. We both know that since you feel for someone, you run away. I always got it. You didn't want to be let down in a relationship, and your career came first. But you are 32 years old, and believe it or not, you're just a number to a company. These days, any employee can be easily replaced or let go. So if you have feelings for Kevin, then give it a chance. Love is magical.
Sonia's right, I have to tell you. Real, true love is a very special gift. And again, that's something you don't come across around every street corner either. It's a real, true, strong feeling of affection and attachment that you have towards somebody, of course. It's two people recognizing and valuing each other's takes, stances, opinions, and feelings. It goes beyond the mere physical attraction, which is a good thing too. And it's about respect. It's about trust. It's about growing together too. Okay. It's about being loving, being thoughtful, and caring for and about each other unconditionally. Too many people don't get that last word part of it unconditionally. Nobody's perfect. Not here, not in this life. But you know what? You get close. Yes, there's going to be differences and some difficulties. That's life. We know that, but in our heads, but sometimes our hearts just don't. You need to deal with the difficulties and differences. You get through them and get right back to loving, caring, and being thoughtful with your person. It's as simple as that. It really is. You can show your love to that very special somebody by letting them know that you care about them, by always being glad to listen, being respectful of what they've got to say, by also defending and supporting them. A king defends and supports his queen, and the queen defends and supports his king, period. By backing your person up, by propping them up and truly believing in them. Man, if there's three words, I believe in you. That's four words actually that I hear every far too infrequently, but make a difference. It's I believe in you. You got to believe in your person. Spend time with them. That's big, 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 big. Whenever, however possible. Be vulnerable and share some personal feelings and thoughts with them. Um, Become a part of them emotionally and always be with them, for them, about them, by their side, literally and figuratively. It's not particularly easy to fall in love like that with somebody like this, but once you do, that feeling really never goes away. This may sound a little crazy, but if one day you're at odds with or end up truly disliking that other person for whatever reason, love, however much or however little, is still likely to be there. I speak from experience. Now, what does a couple in the process of falling in love have to do with this story? Well, everything, because as you'll learn, sometimes you've got to fight for your love. This is what Kevin finds out as he's talking to his friend Anthony and giving him the latest.
Anthony, I haven't seen Marlene in a few weeks. She doesn't show up at the restaurant anymore. All my messages just go to her voicemail. I really believe she's avoiding me. I don't know what I could have done, but she hasn't called or texted me back. I left her so many messages.
Ah, man. I'm really sorry, man. I'm really sorry to hear that. Kevin, not for nothing, but this is pretty much why I stopped dating. I got tired of being hurt. Sometimes you think someone feels the same way about you, that you do about them, but they just don't, man. You know, what I mean by saying love is a two-way street, both people have to feel it together.
Anthony, what are you saying? You're the one that always breaks up. After a few weeks of dating the same person, you start coming up with whatever excuses you can find just to leave them.
You know what? Be that as it may, but I'm just not ready to settle down, man. Not everyone needs to be in love to be happy there, Mr. Chicken Nugget. So I'm glad to be living at home and doing what I want to do when I want to do it. And ever since you started eating dinner with Marlene, we stopped hanging out. Listen, man, I'm your friend. We haven't been playing video games in weeks.
Listen, Anthony, what kind of friend are you? I finally meet a girl I have feelings for, and now she's ghosting me. And you're happy? Can't you see I'm confused and upset? She really liked me. I just know she loved being with me. We were like soulmates. How could she do this to me?
Hey, Kevin, why don't you answer that phone that's ringing off the hook in your pocket? Don't you hear it?
Hello, this is Kevin. Who is this? Sonia Cabrera? Aren't you Marlene's best friend? She spoke about you a lot.
Yes, this is Sonia, Marlene's best friend. I'm trying to reach you. I got your number from Mario, the waiter at the restaurant where you ate dinner with Marlene. He said you gave him your number to call him if Marlene ever showed up.
Yeah, that's right. I did do that. But why are you calling me?
I needed to tell you Marlene is in the hospital. A few weeks ago, on the way to the restaurant to meet you for dinner, she got hit by a car. She's been in the hospital ever since. Because of her injuries, she's now in a coma. I know she would have wanted me to tell you.
Oh, oh boy. Oh boy. This is not good. A coma, as we know, is a pretty much a prolonged state of unconsciousness, and it's caused by injury to the brain. This is not good. An injury like this can be temporary and reversible oftentimes, but it can also be a permanent thing, sometimes leading to death. This is not, oh, this one hits me a little bit. It kind of wrecks me a little. During a coma, a person is unresponsive to, things around them. They're alive. They're alive. And it just looks like they're sleeping. However, they don't seem to be able to be woken up by anything. People have woken up on their own, from being in a coma, and they've gone on to live healthy lives. Man, this stinks. I'm sorry. This is a bad one. I got to tell you, I don't like stories like this with sad events. I just don't. I'm a positive fellow. I work on that very hard. I didn't always used to be like that, and I am now. Anyway, not every story every story has a happy ending. I know that that's life. That's how it works around here sometimes. But some just have an ending. And again, that's life. But like I also said earlier on, too, love is magical. It really can be. So after getting that phone call, Kevin immediately, and I mean immediately, went to the hospital. And he was there every evening to be with Marlene. He'd show up at dinner time, sit by her hospital bed, and he would have dinner with her, just like they would do at the restaurant. I'm telling you, this is wrecking me a little bit, I have to say. The nurses would stop by and they would feel sad that he was eating his dinner alone. But he didn't feel that way. Go figure, he was okay. Marlene was lying in bed right next to him, and even though she was in that coma, Kevin would speak to her for hours on end, like they used to do and like he would do with her in the restaurant. Then one evening, his friend Anthony. Here he is. His friend Anthony came through. He showed up at the hospital too.
Hey, Kevin. Uh, I really hope you're not mad that I'm here, but I know you've been coming every night to have dinner with Marlene, and I really admire you for that. But to be honest, dude, I miss seeing you. So I figured I'd come here and be with you. And Marlene can listen to us talk, and maybe it'll help her wake up.
Anthony, you're such a good friend. I love you for doing this. I just know that by me coming here, she will wake up. The doctor believes people in comas can hear others talking. So I always talk to her for hours. I don't want her to be alone. There's nothing worse than silence. And her best friend, Marlene, Sonia, her best friend, Sonia, she even comes and tells her all about work and things. Just listening to Sonia talk to her, I learned so much more about her. I even love her more today.
Yeah, Kevin, listen, man, I have no idea what you're going through, but I know it's painful. I realize that. But you being here, that's true love, man. I believe that you found your soulmate. And when Marlene wakes up from the coma, she's going to feel the same way about you. I know in my heart that coming to her bedside every night and eating dinner with her gives her strength and hope. So I'm offering you my helping hand. I'm going to come here every night too. And I'm going to eat my dinner with the both of you. And we're going to talk, laugh, and have fun, just like if we all went out together for dinner. This way, when Marlene wakes up, she's going to know all about me, our friendship, and all the crazy stories and stuff we did. She's going to wake up laughing, I promise.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is our helping hand show for today. Whew. Listen, it resonated with me. I hope it resonated. We hope it resonated with you as well. Life and love is they're both precious things. So you need to live and love as much as you can. Today, every day, because tomorrow, well, tomorrow's unknown. I mean, it's not a glass half empty thing. It's just the truth. Tomorrow truly is unknown. You just never know. So plan for tomorrow. Absolutely plan for tomorrow, folks. But also make the most out of every today that you can. All right. Now we've got more helping hand shows in case you have missed them through the weeks and weeks we've been doing this. If you'd like to see them or see them again, we'd love for you to do so. Just go to helpinghandshows.com. Again, helpinghandshows.com. And speaking of helpinghandshows.com, don't forget that new Helping Hand book is now available. You can buy it. Amaze your friends, fool your neighbors. Well, it's not really a fool your neighbors, but get the book. It's a good book. It's a nice, good, positive book. And again, helpinghandshows.com is where you go to get it. Great idea for the upcoming holidays. Now, as we all know, Helping Hand was conceived and created by our friend Joel Emil, who's also the writer of this episode and every episode. Now, here are the actors. Sorry, I'm a little sniffy here because I'm telling you that wrecked me a little bit. You know, that's real stuff. Here are the actors and the characters they played. Once again, our pal Joel Emil, he played Kevin Langston. Ryan Evans jumped in for a moment while there was some technical difficulty. Please stand by. So thank you to Ryan for doing that. Who also, Ryan Evans, he played Anthony Tucker, Kevin's best friend. Nicole Miriam, she played Marlene Swanson. And Salma Siddiqui, she played Sonia Cabrero, Marlene's best good friend. Big thanks, as always, to our buddy Gino DiPiero. He's the guy. He's the HamiltonRadio.net guy, period. Owner, operator, president, chief cook, and radio washer. He's our producer, and our recording engineer as well. By the way, you can also hear Helping Hand on HamiltonRadio.net. Again, HamiltonRadio.net, Friday evenings at 8, Saturdays at 9, Sundays at 10 p.m. All shows are Eastern time, by the way. Oh, and I'm John Thielon, once again, your Uncle John, your host, your your narrator here for Helping Hand. It's my pleasure, my privilege to be here. So until next time, folks, keep the faith. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. Okay. Our opportunities, yours, mine, everyone's, our opportunities for success, for love, and all the good stuff comes with it. These opportunities, they're closer than you think. So keep on keeping on. Till next time, have a great one. So long.